Are we doing another opening bit that features us eating?
Yeah.
Why? I was thinking of what we got last week when we went and got tacos.
Yeah.
Then I started remembering our trip to Mexico.
What about it?
The whole time we were there, did you notice we never saw one Taco Bell?
I hate you.
You hate us, I know.
Do you like fun and adventure? Then sit back and enjoy the Brothers Not Lovers as they discuss all things movies. What's overrated or underrated? What makes you go really? Or how dare you? Or even just simply how funny this movie can be. You have the insightful, intuitive Davey, who is awesome. And you have the film bestie, Josh. He's there.
Hi, I'm Davey. I'm awesome. This is Josh, the film bestie.
Dude, what the hell? What the hell are we doing here? We were just at the other place.
Stop breaking the fourth wall. And this is Overrated, Underrated.
And I'm the film bestie.
Thank you. Where we discuss movies that we feel are either overrated or underrated, and sometimes he and I agree, and sometimes we don't.
You're so rude. You didn't even ask the audience their question. Or their name. Or whatever. You're rude. Thinks he's going to get 300 subscribers with an attitude like that? This is Overrated, Underrated.
For the first one, a film that I felt was very underrated, yes, made money in its opening weekend, but was insanely critically bashed, is a fun comedy called Wild Hogs. It was fun, and it had a great cast. It had John Travolta, William H. Macy, Martin Lawrence, Tim
I
Allen.
know those guys all did a porno together.
It was not a porno.
Wild Hogs, 1976?
No. Way later than that.
Oh, okay.
Had Ray Liotta in it.
Oh, he did do a porno. I know it.
Had John C. McGinley.
Yeah, he was funny. I think it gets 2 thumbs up. Well, a thumb and a beer.
So you agree that it's underrated?
I mean, it was nice and all. Had Marissa Tomei. She was Spider-Man's aunt.
In the worst series of Spider-Man, yeah.
But I kind of disagree. It's not that underrated.
How can you agree that it's not underrated and say it's good?
Look, it had a couple of funny scenes.
A couple? Almost the entire movie was hilarious.
Okay, the scenes where John C. McGinley, whatever, the gay Happy Valentine's Day guy from Wagons East, he was funny in this.
Most people would know him from Scrubs. He played Dr. Cox.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He was funny as the cop. William
Yeah.
H. Macy was a little funny.
A little funny. He played the bumbling idiot to perfection.
Well, yeah. But the movie was eh.
The movie was not eh. The movie was a treasure that should be remembered as that even to this day.
I got one that was way overrated. Everyone talks about what a comedy genius it was. It wasn't. And I'm talking about Weekend at Bernie's. Give me a break on this one. I mean, what? Oh, they're holding up a dead body and nobody notices that it stinks?
That is the thing. The movie was like over the span of 2 or 3 days. It would have started to stink at that point.
They get all bloated and discolored? I know. Don't ask Al.
I can't disagree with you on that one. I never understood the appeal of Weekend at Bernie's.
The sequel was funnier.
And even then, I never understood what was so great about that movie. Everybody was like, oh, it's your type of comedy. No, my type of comedy is funny. For our next overrated, underrated, a movie that I feel is very, very overrated. Like most biopics. I know it's a classic. I know most people love it. But I was not, in fact, thrilled with La Bamba.
Blasphemy.
Sorry, but to me, it missed the mark of a biopic. It was a biopic about Richie Valens, but it was mostly about his brother.
Well, he wasn't as interesting, and he died in like 3 days. All we would have had was a movie about a guy writing a song to a girl named Donna, thus entitling Girls Named Donna. His wife has a crush on a girl who played a girl named Donna.
That is very true. But still, it doesn't matter. That would be like doing a movie about Freddie Mercury, but we're only talking about his girlfriend Mary.
I like this movie. Lou Diamond Phillips, he was great in this movie.
Lou Diamond Phillips is great in everything he does. He's, Lou
yeah.
Diamond Phillips all day, every day. But, like, again, it missed the mark, in my opinion. It'd be like doing a movie about Gacy, but instead we're just focusing on his wife. Who cares? Or doing a movie about Alexander and it being like the movie Alexander.
Yeah.
It was just a bad biopic. The star of the movie should have been Richie Valens. It was mostly about Richie Valens' brother, which to me says it was heavily influenced by that, because that is one thing that hurts biopics, is the families apparently always think that the movie should be about their relationship with the person. Like, apparently when they made Man on the Moon, one of the big conflicts was Andy Kaufman's dad really wanted them to make the movie about him and Andy as Andy being a kid and him raising him, which would have sucked. But yeah, La Bamba, overrated.
Underrated. For me, a very underrated Adam Sandler movie would have to have been the remake of the classic Longest Yard.
I'll have to agree with you on that.
I mean, this movie was funnier than the original.
It really was.
It actually captivated me more than the original. And I don't usually like remakes over originals. This surprised me.
Yeah, I will give you that. This was probably the best remake I ever saw. Because I remember seeing the original a long time ago, and it didn't really make me laugh then. Wasn't that great. When the remake came out, I decided to go see the original again because, maybe I was just too young. No, it just wasn't that good.
I think the saddest part of this movie was when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. That happened years later.
Years later.
Yeah, this is when he got blown up. The movie made you feel for Chris Rock.
It did.
It made you want cheeseburgers from McDonald's.
That's the truth, with some cheese on it.
And it taught you that it's not right to make fun of the other team. They're trying really hard. Kevin Nash was great in that.
He was. But that just proves the point. If you want a good remake, you're going to have to put Terry Crews in it.
Oh, yeah. Crew, man.
It had a great cast. Not just Terry Crews, but had Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kevin Nash.
Goldberg, I think?
Goldberg, yes, was in it. Bob Sapp was in it.
It had the guy who played Luther in the Warriors.
Longest Yard remake was hands down way better than the original. I'll give you that one.
Definitely underrated.
For my last overrated, underrated, I know I'm going to catch some internet flack for this. Because a lot of people, especially the nerds, love to rant and rave about how wonderful this movie is. Which is why I'm telling you that V for Vendetta is ridiculously overrated.
Oh my god, you couldn't have been more overrated. Oh my god.
Thank you, somebody agrees with me. So many nerds like, oh, it had a great story, it had Hugo Weaving. It had a guy who could say a bunch of words that started with B. That was about it.
The overall message, I got it.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
nihilism of the film was beautiful.
Definitely.
But they did not deliver the plot.
No.
The delivery was just off. It was poorly off.
That's the thing. I will agree. It was a great story, just not done very well because it dragged on and on and on. I remember I watched it twice. The first time I was like, this is bad. But I was like, you know what? Maybe I was just tired the first time and fell asleep. So I watched it again the second time, and I didn't fall asleep the second time, but I get why I did the first time. It was boring.
Unfortunately for me, I bought into the hype, and the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, awesome movie, this is so great, look at the story. But then I watched it again. It was like watching Independence Day for the second time, going, wait, I actually liked this the first time? This sucks.
I don't know about that. I did like Independence Day, but definitely get what you're saying. And yeah, sure, it had a cool costume and wearing the Guy Fawkes mask and everything, but wasn't Natalie Portman's best at all. I did not like V for Vendetta. It was overrated.
Overrated. And now for my last overrated, underrated, a movie that I hate with a passion. Because all anyone did was talk about what a great movie this was, because it was a musical. And that was starring Richard Gere. Yes! Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yes! Renee Zellweger. You are all going to hate my guts. Chicago.
What is your problem with Chicago?
Chicago fights.
Chicago was awesome.
It was terrible.
What was terrible about it? The great music? The great story? What?
I heard every song and not one of them stayed with me. And it wasn't a great story. It's a story that's been done to death. That cow has been milked.
You gotta understand, the story's been done to death because the play Chicago has been around for a long time. The movie hasn't been around as long.
The play even hasn't been around as long as that cow's been milked. It's been milked harder than Madonna.
Dude, I'm seriously about to stab you to death and then go to my trial and tell the jury, he had it coming.
Ugh.
That's right. I see right through you, Mr. Cellophane.
I'd strangle a small child to get Renee Zellweger to just notice me, but this movie made me actually hate her.
Oh my gosh. Chicago was a great movie, dude.
It was overrated. You know what?
It had John C. Reilly in it.
The only good musicals out there, there's not a lot of them.
Yes,
The only good ones are Rocky Horror Picture Show, Rocky IV.
Rocky IV is not a musical.
Yeah, it is.
There's lots of great musicals out there. Besides Rocky Horror Picture Show, Little Shop of Horrors,
Okay, that one I'll give it.
Rent,
Rent sucked.
West Side Story.
The worst. Oh, God. I would hate West Side Story if they had bombarded my television with that at the time that Chicago came out. West Side Story didn't cause me as much trouble as Chicago.
Chicago was fantastic. Chicago was not overrated.
Very overrated.
No.
It loses to Jaws.
So you admit Jaws was bad.
No,
You
I
admit,
just know you hate
You
it.
admit Jaws was bad.
I did not.
You did. So there you have it. Wild Hogs, underrated.
You like Xena.
Weekend at Bernie's, overrated. La Bamba, overrated.
Underrated.
The Longest Yard, remake, underrated.
Underrated.
V for Vendetta, overrated.
Overrated.
Chicago was not overrated.
Over.
I don't want to see your face again! Until the next video! Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment.
I miss you, man.
Miss you too. Think we could get back together, a little Brothers Not Lovers
Let's get the
reunion.
band back together,
Get
man.
the band back together. Tell us what you agree or disagree about overrated, underrated.
And get him to agree with me that Chicago's terrible.
Won't happen.